At exactly 12:43 p.m., the sun disappears. Not an eclipse, not a warning, not a natural shadow. One moment, it's burning in the sky, and the next moment, it's gone. And for the next 8 minutes, Earth continues living like nothing has changed because sunlight is still traveling through space, but the source of all that light is already dead. And when that final sunlight finally stops reaching Earth, the entire sky collapses into absolute darkness at the exact same time across every country, every ocean, every continent. No sunrise, no twilight, no escape. Just black sky and a planet that suddenly realizes it has lost its only star. The world before it understands with panic. People just stop and stare at the sky, trying to process something that feels impossible. Drivers slow down. Traffic freezes mid-motion. Conversations cut off mid-sentence. Cities go quiet for a few seconds, like the entire planet is holding its breath. Social media explodes within seconds. People asking, what is happening? Is this an eclipse? Is this an attack? Is this the end of the world? But the truth is far worse, because this event is not local. It is global. Every city, every country, every ocean is experiencing the exact same thing at the exact same moment. The sun is gone. And then, 8 minutes later, the last rays of sunlight finally arrive and vanish forever. And that is when reality breaks. The first hour of chaos. Within minutes, the stars appear with terrifying clarity. The night sky becomes something humanity has never truly seen before. The Milky Way stretches across the heavens like a glowing scar. Planets shine brighter than ever before. But nobody is admiring them because fear has already taken over. People begin running into buildings, searching for answers. Phones are held up everywhere. Emergency broadcasts start failing because even governments do not understand what is happening. And then the temperature begins to drop. Not dramatically at first, but enough for everyone to feel it. A cold wind moves through cities that should be warm. Animals behave strangely. Birds vanish from the sky. And something deep inside Earth's natural systems begins to destabilize. The first day of collapse. Power grids begin failing as millions of people turn on lights at the same time. Communication systems overload and collapse. Emergency services struggle to stay active, but the demand is too high. Governments try to reassure the public, but even world leaders are now confused and scared. And then, scientists confirm the first irreversible disaster. Photosynthesis has stopped. Every tree, every plant, every ocean microorganism that produces oxygen suddenly loses its energy source. And that means Earth's long-term life support system has been shut down. By the end of the first day, panic turns into full-scale chaos. Supermarkets are emptied, fuel stations collapse, transportation systems shut down. Emergency shelters overflow, and entire cities begin losing control. While above it all, the sky remains permanently dark. The second week of silence. By the second week, Earth has already started transforming into something unrecognizable. Temperatures continue dropping. Rivers freeze solid. Cities are covered in ice. Wildlife begins collapsing everywhere. Birds, insects, and most animals disappear. Ecosystems break apart silently. Forests turn into frozen graveyards. Oceans begin forming thick layers of ice on the surface, and the collapse spreads downward. Phytoplankton, the microscopic foundation of marine life, start dying in massive numbers, and with them, the entire ocean food chain begins to collapse. Coastal cities are surrounded by frozen seas. Ships are trapped forever in place, and humanity is now officially living inside a dying planet. The last pockets of life. By 1 month, most of the surface biosphere is gone. Forests are dead, crops have failed completely. Herbivores have disappeared, and predators follow soon after. Oxygen production has been permanently disrupted, and humanity is forced into survival pockets deep underground. Geothermal zones, nuclear facilities, and engineered shelters become the only remaining safe zones. Places like Iceland and other volcanic regions turn into lifelines. Underground cities rely on artificial lighting, hydroponic farming, and strict rationing. Every system is stretched to its limit. Every resource is controlled. And outside those shelters, the surface world is completely silent, frozen, and dead. The psychological breakdown. As weeks turn into months, something even more terrifying begins to happen, and it is not physical, it is mental. Humans were never built to live without sunrise. Days start blending into each other. Time loses meaning, sleep cycles collapse, and psychological breakdown spreads through underground colonies. People begin forgetting what normal life felt like. Not just sunlight, but warmth, open skies, wind, rain. Everything that once defined existence starts to feel like a distant dream. Ration centers become places of silence. Conversations become shorter. Hope becomes rare. And scientists begin admitting something they avoided saying out loud. Humanity is not just surviving the cold, it is surviving the loss of Earth itself. The second realization. By now, the scientific truth becomes unavoidable. Earth is not just cooling, it is drifting into a new cosmic state. Without the sun's energy, the planet is slowly becoming a rogue world, a frozen object moving through space without direction. And worse, the entire solar system is beginning to destabilize. Planets are no longer held in orbit, the gravitational balance is breaking, and distant objects start drifting unpredictably. This means Earth is not only losing life support, it is also losing its place in the solar system. And somewhere deep in underground labs, scientists calculate the impossible. Earth is now a wandering planet in the dark. The final truth. 1 year later, Earth is a frozen planet, drifting through endless darkness. Continents are buried under miles of ice. Oceans are locked beneath solid, frozen layers. Cities are silent ruins. From space, the planet looks like a dead marble, floating in black emptiness. And still, a few humans survive underground. But scientists already know the truth. If the sun never returns, Earth will continue cooling for thousands of years until it becomes completely uninhabitable. Even underground, survival will eventually fail. And there is one more consequence, even more terrifying. Without the sun's gravity, the entire solar system would collapse. Planets would stop orbiting and drift into deep space as rogue worlds, possibly colliding with asteroids or wandering forever through the galaxy. There is a tiny possibility Earth could one day be captured by another star and get a new sun. But that chance is almost zero. And so the truth remains simple. Everything on Earth, every ocean, every forest, every breath of human life exists because of one star. And if that star ever truly disappears, there would be nothing left but absolute darkness.